Well, Deanna, thank you for being here with us on Insight. This is such an amazing story, and I can't imagine going into my local bank and leaving with anything more than a deposit slip. But for one of your customers, they left with way more than bank information. First of all, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from originally?
I was born and raised in Boonesboro, and I currently live in Frederick.
And you work for M&T Bank, and how long have you worked for them?
7 years, yes.
And your customers aren't just customers to you. They're friends, and they're people who you really want to take care of.
Oh yes, my customers are very important to me, obviously. I have cancer patients. I have people that just want to come in and talk, and my door is always open.
So tell us a little bit about, let's describe it as a journey that you've been on. Maybe a bit of a bumpy journey at times, but a journey that's, is a phenomenal story. Tell us about Carla. How did you first meet Carla?
Carla is a customer of the bank. She would come in with her friend, and they would cash their checks, and we would just get to talking. And one day she was talking about where they were going to go to lunch, and I suggested a place, and she's like, "No, I can't because I'm a vegetarian." And I said, "Oh, why?" And because I'm just that type of person, I just probe in there. And she's like, "I have a kidney disease." And she said, "Eventually, I will need a kidney." I said, "Well, I'll test for you," because we found out we're the same blood type, and that's part of one of the hurdles, is being the same blood type.
What was her reaction at the time?
She was a bit taken back. She didn't think I was serious, but her friend would keep on coming in. And I would always ask how Carla was, and I also made sure she had my contact information before she left that day,
right,
so that she could call me. And her friend, was saying, it's getting to be close to that time. And I said, well, make sure she knows I am totally serious about this. So I just kept being very persistent about it.
How did she reach out to you and say, "Hey, remember me? I deposit my check with you. Well, could you test for me?"
She came in one day, and I was sitting at my desk, and she says, "Are you sure?" I said, "Absolutely." So she handed me the paperwork that got everything started, and I faxed everything in that day. The nurse donor coordinator called me, and it was a smooth sailing from there.
What did the testing involve?
Oh my, so much blood work. Blood work, urine. You have to talk to the surgeon. You have to talk to the kidney doctor, social worker, psychologist. I mean, it's a whole thing of testing.
Was there any point doing that where you just thought, what am I doing? I really can't, I don't think I can do this.
Absolutely not. God placed it on my heart, and I went for it. Because I just knew this was it. This was what I was supposed to do.
What was your husband's reaction to all this?
He was not happy at all at first. He was not happy at all. But the funny thing is, when we went down for the half day full of talking to everybody on the board, by the middle of the day, if I'm coming out from a test, he would say, "This is my wife. She's the one that's donating the kidney."
Oh.
So he was pretty much on board after speaking to all the surgeon and the doctor and everybody.
And what about your colleagues at M&T? Obviously, they know your personality, they know you're very bubbly, but this is, and we joke about this, taking customer service to a whole new level. What do they think about this?
They're not surprised. It's me. And if you would interview my boss, she would say, the first week I was back, I was out helping somebody change a tire because it went flat. So, I mean, that's just me. If I can help, I'm right there.
So the process of testing to the operation day, talk us through that kind of time frame.
She came to me around October, and I started the testing. It was about 6 months altogether. April 15th, tax day, is the day we had our surgeries.
Do you remember how you felt on that day?
Ecstatic, because I could see she was getting sicker and sicker. Her coloring was changing, and it really started pulling at my heart to get it done. And I was like, how soon can we get this done? She's getting sicker and sicker. And they're like, you know, well, we still have to do this, this, and this. And I said, well, we need to rush it. So, but yeah, I was fine.
So the operation is done. What about now there has to be a little Deanna time now, because you know your body has gone through this pretty abrasive operation. How was your recovery?
Great. 3 weeks afterwards, I was in the gym doing cardio. So it's your mindset, and I got to see Carly get better and better. That's what helped me also.
Right.
We were just right around the corner from each other in recovery, and I would wobble over there and see her, and yeah, it was amazing.
To most people, this is such an enormous sacrifice. What changes have you had to make to your life?
None. The only thing it is, I can't take Tylenol. The only thing I can take is Tylenol. No impact sports, but then again, I wasn't a football player anyway, so it really doesn't
look like
matter.
A football player.
So, but that's about it. I mean, the way I look at it is, God gave us 2 kidneys. We can certainly function on one, so why not give one away? Because there's so many sick people out there who need it, and why not?
A lot of people watching this show and saying, I'm having a mixture of emotions, I'm sure, from this woman is amazing to this woman is crazy. This is the kindest person I've ever seen. What would you say to people? I mean, because there are so few people, there are so many people waiting for organ transplants, and so few people who honestly have your enormous heart. What would you say to them?
Talk to someone. Talk about it, because I had this done at Johns Hopkins, and they have an amazing program that if you're not a match for someone, you can donate a kidney to an anonymous person, and then the person that needs the kidney that you know or as a family member is able to get one. So they have all kinds of programs out there, and knowledge is key. Knowing how the procedure is, because it's not as invasive as it used to be. It's laparoscopic now.
Right.
And you're down 6 to 8 weeks, and it's just, why not? Go see somebody, go talk to somebody, because you're saving a life, really. And actually, that's the first time I ever said that, because I don't look at myself that way, but if someone else would do it, you're saving a life.